Hi, welcome back to Resin by Drew. As it's approaching Mother's Day here in the UK, I thought it would be nice to make something along the theme of Mother's Day. Now, I want to make the word mum, but I only have one M, so I'm going to have to do it in two stages. So the first stage I'm going to do the M and the U, and then I'll do another M separately. So I've got some clear resin that I've mixed up, and I'm just going to pour that in. Let that settle. I've got some lavender that I'm going to put in, and it smells absolutely divine. So I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top. In fact, I think I'm going to take a little bit out of the M so that I can put the lavender in and then top it up a bit more. Didn't really think that one through, did I? Better. Yeah, this lavender smells absolutely divine. So I'm going to cut the lavender and pop it into the mould. Some I'm going to do just a few buds, and some I'm going to do the tips of them depending on where I want them placed and the size, etc, etc. I'll just cut a few first. Try and keep them all in the same place, which I think is easier said than done. I will be keeping the stems for something else. I could be able to use those in another project. So I will be keeping the stems. So let's start by popping them in. Using my stick to push them down a little bit. Now it is introducing some air bubbles, which I did expect. It is a medium viscosity resin, so hopefully the air bubbles won't be too difficult to remove. I might even do them in the pressure pot, to be honest. I know that's cheating for those of you who don't have a pressure pot, but I might put them in the pressure pot to make sure I don't have any air bubbles in the finished results. A longer one for the side of the M. And another one. just going to top it up with some of the buds. I do want it quite full with the lavender, to be honest. It's just a shame that the resin will cover the smell of the lavender, because it would be lovely to be able to smell the lavender through the resin, but obviously that's not going to be possible. It does smell so good. As I say, I'm sorry if you think I'm cheating by using the pressure pot, but I really don't want the air bubbles, and it's the only way I can be certain that I won't get them. So I apologise to anyone that doesn't have a pressure pot that's going to do it the traditional way, but I am going to pop mine into there. Few more buds. Okay, so let's see. Maybe just a couple more buds on the M. Keep saying a couple more buds, and then I just seem to keep adding and adding. So I'm just going to fill these up now. Well, I'll push the lavender down first. Hopefully it will stay down quite nicely. And then I'm just going to fill the letters up with the rest of the resin. So the resin's floating to the top, so I'm going to do it in 2 stages. I'm going to let the resin cure as it is now, and then I'll come back and backfill it, and at that stage as well I can also tell if it's worth adding some glitter to the back of it. Although it will take take longer because it's an extra step to do, it's well worth doing it. So I'm going to pop it into the pressure pot now. So I will turn off for now, and I'll be back to take it out of the pressure pot tomorrow, and I'll show you how it's looking, and then we'll decide whether, well, you can't help me, so I'll decide whether to put some glitter or some colour on the back of the letters or leave them clear, but I'll fill the rest of the letters up, and once we've done that, then I can do another M to finish the mum word off. So I hope you like it so far. I'll say bye for now and see you soon. Bye. Hi, welcome back to my MU of Mum for Mother's Day. I've got some Let's Resin Violet Mica Interference Powder. So I thought it might be nice to spread some of that onto the back. Now I'm not sure it will only be a very subtle, because I'm only going to back it in white. It would be much better, much more vibrant if I backed it in black, but then I'm afraid that I would lose the lavender. So I'm just going to put the mica powder in, and then put a coat of white, a layer of white resin on top. So as I say, it will only be a very subtle interference mica, but hopefully we will still get some effect. Getting all the nooks and crannies there. You can already see it. The violet mica powder, if you compare one to the other, you can see. But as I say, I'm not sure how vibrant it will be, because you have to excuse the dogs in the background. We have still got building work going on. So I'll come back with a white layer and pop the white layer on, and we'll see how we go from there. I'll see you soon. Okay, so now I'm going to add the white backing layer to the M and the U. Obviously I've still got the other M to do. So I'm going to use, I've mixed up my resin, and I'm going to use Resin 8 white opaque pigment. I've mixed up quite a lot of resin because I am using it for another project as well. I'm just going to pour a little bit into a pot. Get a little stir stick. And as always, mixing up the pigment in the pot. I'm not going to scrape as much off because I want it a little bit more opaque than what I normally do for the flowers. Give it a good stir. And I'm going to pop that much in. So it is nice and opaque there. So I didn't want to do a black layer because I didn't want to lose the lavender on the front, so hopefully this will keep the lavender and just give us a hint of that interference mica powder. I'm just going to pour this in. About even there. So I'm going to leave, I've got some spare, but I can use that for another project. Top them up a fraction more. If I top them up, it'll make it easier to know where to top the M up to, because otherwise I'm going to be guessing whether I've got the mould top tip to the same place. That's the problem when you have to do a letter separate to the others. So there we go. So I'm going to leave that to cure, and I'll be back either later on today or tomorrow to demould that and then make the other M that we need to go with it. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hi, welcome back. I'm just going to demould the M and the U so that I can move on and do the next M to make Mum for Mother's Day. So I just thought I'd record this bit. See how we mould. And if you remember, when I put the lavender in with the first layer of resin, I did put it in the pressure pot, but I didn't put it in the pressure pot for the second layer, for the white layer. And I put the what's it called, interference powder. Well, that's very pretty. In between, you can just make out the interference powder. Like I said before, I knew the effects would be very subtle because I was putting white on the back, but that is very pretty. I do like that. And there's the U. So I've got the M and I've got Moo or Mu at the minute. So I'm going to make another M and then we'll have Mum. And then I'll decide what to do with it from there. I'm not sure whether to put it on a block of lights or whether just to have it loose, standing upright like that. I'm not sure, but I do like the very subtle effect of the interference mica powder. It just seems to highlight the lavender. But I'll make the second M, and then I'll be back to show you the final result. I hope you can make out the interference powder. So, see you soon.